Good morning. Welcome to Inside the Writer's Office, episode 6. Hope you're having a great day. I sure am. I thought today we'd talk about diversity, equity, inclusion. The problem is, I can't do it without getting all defensive for no reason. I know, silly. Let me make this as clear as I can. I think DEI is a good thing. Period. Full stop. 100%. Should we read diverse authors? Absolutely. Should we put diversity in our fiction? Of course. I have other opinions, but I'm not going to say them. Because this is an unscripted show. And I'm going to trip over what I say, over my words. It's a very clumsy topic for me to get into. Not because I have misgivings about it, but just, well, even that. It's hard to say what I want to say without sounding, it sounds weird when I say it, if that makes sense. I'll just be honest. I want to put more diversity in my writing. I do. I don't want to write the same books I read as a kid, which were all a bunch of white people, because there's a lot of white people in fantasy fiction, and that's fine. Don't get me wrong. White people are great. But we need, a little more color here and there. We need some African-inspired work. We need some Asian-inspired work, Australian-inspired work, South American, North American, Indigenous, all that good stuff. We need more diversity in fantasy. It can't all be Western Europe. It can't. I mean, heck, we need some Southern Europe. Even that would be an improvement. Spanish, Portuguese-inspired fantasy. Italian-inspired fantasy. Moroccan-inspired fantasy. I'm going to the Mediterranean right now, if you can't tell. But the point I'm making is we need diversity in our fiction, in our reading and in our writing. It's important. And yeah, we're going to make mistakes along the way, as evidenced by this presentation I'm giving off the cuff. But we need to try. We need to have the conversation. That's the important thing. We need to be willing to listen to other points of view and not get defensive if they say something we don't want to hear. That's what listening is. It's listening, not just waiting for your turn to speak. That's really all I want to say about that. Let's talk about action figures. I got this guy for Christmas a couple years ago. I love him. He's my Kingdom Come Superman action figure. Very fun if I can get him to stand up there. The DC Superpowers line, Superman. This one, as opposed to the original that came out, I like this one a lot better. As you can see, his eyes, don't look stupid. As opposed to the original one that came out where it was the big blue eyes. They're like, whoa, no pupils. I had to paint my own pupils in there. Not fun. I've got this guy, Spin Master Superman, very fun. I keep him around for reasons. I don't know. This is my original Superman. I know I took him out of the packaging. You could crucify me later. Yeah, that's what I had to talk about today with Superman and DEI. I love Superman. I think he's a great character. Great character. I think he's a great fantasy for me to do. Anyway, recently I gave up video games gave up video games again. Because I noticed that I wasn't really getting joy from them. They were becoming a source of dissociation, just a way for me to check out from the world, and that's not what I need. The difference between that and reading, for me, reading helps me engage my brain and check in to deeper truth, whereas video games give me a break from reality. But they suppress my reality and suppress my truth, and that's not good for me. You want to play video games? Go for it. I think video games are great. I love them. I think Neverwinter Nights is a masterpiece. However, not good for me. Just not good for me. You know, it's an allergy to video games. What can I say? Speaking of allergies, I think I may have something with chocolate too, because I eat way too much. That's a whole other conversation though. I'm really excited because this is the first video I've been able to make since moving back in with my parents, because they're always here. I know, they live here. What would you, right? But it's okay. I've been getting a lot of writing done. I hired a writing coach working with John Adamus. He is wonderful, writer next door. You should Google him. Give him some of your money. Another writer you should give money to is Laboring Heart. You can find her on Substack and on Instagram. I forget her handle off the top of my head. If you want, put it in the comments if you want her information, and I'll get it to you, because she needs support. She is a wonderful writer. Absolutely adore her writing. She is one of the few newsletters that I actually continue to subscribe to and read, because even when I try to skim her writing, I end up reading the whole thing. She's that good. I have a confession to make. I do have a newsletter. I hate newsletters. Hate newsletters. Most people send them out way too often, every week or every 2 weeks or every couple days in some instances. And it's too much. I can't. Listen, there are tens, fives of writers and organizations that I do want to keep up with and want to know about and find engaging and thrilling, and are their joy to read. The problem is, I don't have time. I am working during the day. This is my lunch break right now. That's why I'm making this 15, 20-minute video. I can't read most of these newsletters. Oh, there's so many of them. There's just a lot of them. And everyone does long form, so it's 3 to 4 pages. Guys, you're not writing for the New York Times. Say what you got to say so I can go on with my day. Just press play. Or make a video, for crying out loud. Listen, you can watch my videos and do work and cook an omelet or whatever all at the same time. I will not be offended. However, I cannot read a newsletter and work on my grant writing and work on my novel and answer the phone all at the same time. It can't be done. At least not by me. Speaking of projects, my current novel is called Elfborn. It's about a woman who is part elf, which gives her magic powers. So that'll be fun. And she is mentored by a man who turns out to not be what he seems, and that ends up being a very bad thing. And then from there, we go on a quest, and it's all fun and drama and pain and tragedy and glory and all that good stuff. There's snake people. I was going to have some cat people. I still might. The problem with having cat people in your book, you're going to attract furries. I love my furries. They're good people. Don't get me wrong. But ew, right? We can still make fun of furries in 2024. I think so. A little bit. Come on, they're used to it by now. If I've offended you, I apologize. But only a little bit. Because come on, furries, really? At least change the name. Just say you're a fan of Bugs Bunny. If you're a fan of animated animals, like Bugs Bunny, Animaniacs, whatever, why is that a furdom? Why is that a fandom? Like that's fine. It's everyone loves Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse and all these animal characters. I'm no problem with animal characters. I read a ton of Redwall as a kid. There's a comic series about a mouse who wields a sword. It's not Redwall. It's something else. I forget what it's called. I still need to read it. It looks awesome. The art's great. The writing is spectacular. I forget what it's called. I'll put it in the whoop-de-doo later. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, why is that its own thing? Why does the addition of animals necessitate a subculture? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. That's why I make fun of it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It comes from a place of ignorance. But I still have love. I still love my furry friends. I've got some furry friends. Or I did. We became estranged. But not for that, for other reasons. Anyway, that got weird. Took a turn, huh? That's okay. I like making these videos. It's fun, a little vlogging. Ugh, a weird word, isn't it? Yeah. A little pause. I'm not afraid of silence. Alanis Morissette's my friend. Just kidding. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so we talked about DEI, we talked about furries, we talked about Superman. What else do we talk about today? Writing. I had a topic, I swear. I really did. I had a topic yesterday. I came up with it. I was like, oh, I haven't done one of these videos in a while. I should do one, and I should do that topic. And I had the title for it, video and everything, and I didn't write it down. And that will be our takeaway today. Write it down, write it down, write it down. If you get an idea, write it down. Or type it, whatever, in your phone, in your notebook. Carry one of those tiny composition notebooks with you wherever you go, little moleskin with a pen or pencil. Number 2, it could be one of those first grade pencils, those red ones, didn't have erasers at the end. Don't look at me like I'm crazy. Some of y'all went to the same school as I did. Those big, thick, red pencils with the soft lead, and there's no eraser. It's just wood and graphite. You know what I mean? And you just stick one of those in your pocket and you're good to go. Get a golf pencil. I think they're called that too. There's those. I get some golf pencils and just carry them in your pocket with a little tiny notebook. I need to start doing that too. But I usually just use my phone when I'm out in public. But still, it's easier to use the notebook. It's less awkward because if you're on someone gives you an idea, take out a piece of paper, you write it down. It looks better than taking out your phone and typing out something. Typing out something while they're talking to you. Pardon me, I had lunch recently. It just looks better because otherwise, if you're just typing while they're talking, like, dude, I'm telling you a story here. Anyway, it's exciting. It's an exciting day. I've got a lot of stuff going on. Oh, other projects. In addition to the book, there is a comic series called Secret Operations, which I've been working on. You can find it on Webtoon. And if you want, you could purchase a copy of my 12-page comic for about $1. I could put details down in the chat, not in the chat, in the description, along with the information on Laboring Heart, information on the comic, information on the book, my website, John Adamus, and the mouse comic that I mentioned. So 5 things I will put in the description. Note to self. See this 5, William? When you go to edit this video, ba-ba! There we go. Okay, well, that's all I've got for today. We've got about 14 minutes, 13 and a half, whatever. Maybe I'll keep going, I don't know. I think I'm going to stop early, though, before my parents show up unexpectedly and ruin everything, as is their wont. And right, since they do, live here. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Have a blessed summer and enjoy yourselves. Take care of you.